Man, with all the monkeys they made for this toy line, I think Playmates went a little bit ape crazy. From Godzilla X Kong The New Empire and the Playmates toy line, this is the Skar King and One Eye. If you don't remember One Eye, he's the guy who survived the trap that King Kong set. He's also the one who found like where the pyramids were and that led to the zero gravity battle. Basically, he was like Skar King's main minion, I'd say. You saw him in a lot of the movie. And it's kind of funny, a lot of people didn't even realize there was going to be a toy of him, and then it kind of just showed up alongside Tiamat and the Drowned Viper. So now we get to have yet another monkey to a toy line that's like 80% monkey and 40% Godzilla. Those percents don't even add up. Just looking at the boxes real quick, you can see the Skar King. He's pretty well packaged, and then here on the back, the evil Skar King rules over his fiery hollow earth kingdom wielding a whip slash and commands an unstoppable army to destroy Godzilla and Kong and conquer the world. There's a lot of ands in that sentence. My inner grammar nerd is really having some issues. But you can see, just box. This is a wave 1 guy, so nothing too surprising. But then you got One Eye, right? And first of all, I don't know why. One Eye looks like an old school mafia movie to me. There's something about the hairline and the eye. It's like, yeah, this guy be hanging out with like Don Vito or something. And then One Eye. As a devious lieutenant to the Skar King, One Eye carries his bone truncheon to dominate great apes and battle any who defy their ruler. Okay, pretty cool. And then down here you can see you got the Drowned Viper that I got. You got Kong with Battle Axe that I got. Godzilla Energized that I don't want. Tiamat that, boy, I want that one. That's such a cool looking toy. But then you got these real Phil Kong and Godzillas. I don't need another version of this Kong. I kind of want that real Phil Godzilla just because I want to know what is that about, you know? But they look cool. Let's get them out. Getting these two out of the box, and all I can say is they look great together. One Eye I do like way more than Skar King. I think he's just a better toy, a better feeling toy, a more interesting toy. But with the Skar King, it really brings the whole thing together. It's weird to me that Skar King works better as an accessory to another toy than he does as a toy in his own right, at least in my opinion. But they do. They look great together. Just look at them. Like, you can totally tell. This is like the whole Sidious Vader dynamic, you know? One Eye is the big, dumb one, but he's strong. And then you got, like, Palpatine back here. He's old, but he's smart, and he's the one that has, like, the really messed up magic. It works. It's good visual storytelling between these two apes. And we already covered Skar King in the big multi-pack, but we're going to go over him again real quick and then get over to One Eye. I would say that this is still definitely the more movie-accurate Skar King. The other one had a more interesting deco, but this is still more movie-accurate. I really like the detail of his blue pupils especially. And he doesn't have the same issue with the stickiness that the other one had. If you remember, the other one has a stickiness that you need to wash off when you get him out of the box. Not so much here. I guess being exposed to the oxygen made sure that it can never get too bad. Plus, you still have the issue, or still have the detail that you can pull off the vest, or the sash, whatever you want to call it, give him his whip. I wish I could straighten out more, but this is fine. And naked Skar King looks weird. Like, you know, he's skinny, but also ripped. I don't know. He has that weird old man body. You know the one. The one where it's like he looks like he could die at any moment, but yet he also still looks like he could probably kill you. He has a ball joint at the head, or rather a swivel at the head, universal at the shoulder, universal at the elbow. You have a swivel here at the wrist, though they're very tight on mine. You have a really nice abdominal joint right here. It is a bit squeaky, though. You have a universal in the hip, you have a hinge here in the knee, and then nothing down here at the feet. His monkey feet can only stay straight up. But it works. Good looking monkey. Decent. My big issue is he's so top heavy, it's hard to get him balanced a lot of the time. So cards on the table. I have not messed with Suko, and I have not messed with the second version of King Kong from this line. I think this is the best feeling ape out of all the ones I messed with, though. Between Wave 1 King Kong and Skar King, One Eye's just the best. Articulation, you got a swivel here in the head, actually a ball joint. My word, that's great. Universal at the shoulder, universal at the elbow, though you can see you can't really get the 90. His wrist swivels actually work. He has the abdominal joint, universal at the hip, and you got a universal down here in the knee, nothing in the feet. But because his feet are so much wider, he's not as top heavy as the Skar King. Plus his accessory's just cool, like a big leg bone. it's a thing where I wonder, what creature do you think they killed to get these bones? Because my first thought was, oh, I bet they killed like a member of Shimo's species, because that would be about right considering how big Shimo is compared to them. And that's kind of messed up when you think, oh wow, that might be like Shimo's dad that Skar King has as his spine whip, whatever the hell that thing is. I also just love this head. Like, I like how you have the one blind eye with all the scars around it, but then you have the one good eye that's so crazed, and the big grimace. I don't know what it is, but this guy really looks like an old school mob character to me. It looks like he has like the slicked back hair. I'm like almost expecting this to be like Zootopia, and it turns out this guy's like the part of a crime family. Which, I mean, I guess he kind of is. Plus, since his big, dumb son is here to finally carry the throne up the stairs, Skar King can finally take a seat. Weirdly enough, the throne kinda works. It's hard to get him in a good pose on it, but you have Shimo and One Eye to either side, and it's like, yeah, this is class. Plus, he had a throne in the movie, and he was basically sitting on it like this, like a big, dumb ape that he is. It works. It really works. In fact, Shimo, look a little bit more sad. There we go. Now it really works. For the sake of scale, here One Eye and Skar King are with Shimo. Keep in mind, the 5-pack Shimo is just a repaint of Wave 1 Shimo, so she looks exactly the same as she should. I really like this. It's not accurate to the movie. Shimo should be way bigger, but I think that the Shimo from Wave 1 is still big enough that it works for toy scale, you know? Doesn't work for film scale, works for toy scale. Here One Eye is trying to figure out which Skar King is his real dad. And here Skar King and One Eye are with King Kong. I like the scaling here too, because from what I remember, King Kong is bulkier than both of them, but I think they both have a little bit of height on him when they straighten up. But the figures are made with a bit of a hunch, so you don't really see that. The point is the scaling works. And here One Eye is getting choked out by the drowned viper. Doesn't he look terrified? And then here One Eye and the current Skar King are, alongside the rest of the Godzilla shelf as it stands right now. It's coming together. I have at least one figure of almost all my favorite monsters. There's still a few that I really would like to get. Aside from more variations of Godzilla, Ghidorah, and Mothra, I'd really like to get a Gigan. I would like a Rodan. I'm trying to think. I mean, Agriris would be great. I would really like him. Other than that, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep going the course. The Playmates toys are really fun. I like the band Prestos. I might try out a little bit of Haya now that I feel pretty confident in saying, like, yeah, I'm okay having a small Godzilla collection. And that's all this is ever going to be. This is never going to overtake Transformers. This is never going to be more than, like, one shelf, maybe 2 shelves if things go really crazy. But I'm always just going to have a couple of big monsters to throw into the mix. And again, I know this is not what they're made for, but when you have blockies, the scale kinda works for me. So if I ever want to mix these into my Transformers display, I'm gonna put them alongside my blockies and alongside smaller Transformers, because to toy scale, not film scale, but to toy scale, it works. It looks really nice. And I'm happy to have yet another good figure from this series. Thank you, One Eye, for essentially making it to where half the Godzilla toys I own are just monkeys.